Hello YouTube, this is another layout update from Sean. Hope everyone's doing well, getting plenty of time in with the model trains. Today is a little bit of a layout update and a little bit of just showing off of my business train. If I were a millionaire or a billionaire, these are probably the cars that I would have. At least what I have so far out of my collection that I have in HO. But altogether, this is probably pretty close to what I'd have for my actual business train if I had one. Which someday, maybe I will. I would really like to have one. I'm going to graduate from Carthage College here in 2 years, and I'm going on to Marquette for my master's after that. But, who knows? But this is just, my business train. I really like private cars, private trains, and, like the high-class stuff. I think that's pretty cool. To be able to have like your own dome car or your own observation car or any passenger car, no matter what it is, it's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind even having my own like caboose or a box car even, because then I could just be like the box car children and invite my friends over to hang out in my box car and goof around with shenanigans. Another little update I have is my little new Glarus microbrewery. I shared it on their page on Facebook and they seem to like it, and I think it's kind of neat. No, it's not realistic, but what I'm going to do for my layout is I'm going to put some black paint in those and then shake it around so it's got a layer of black paint. Excuse me in a second. Excuse me. And yeah, put some black paint in there so you can't see through them, and that way maybe they just look like really dolled up green towers. And I don't know if it'll look any more realistic, but a little bit more plausible perhaps. I guess not really much else has changed. I extended my siding over here so I can keep my freight cars in there while switching out the green or the covered hoppers by the brewery. And this is going to become the team track where you can load and unload flat cars rather than by the brewery. It's going to be a dedicated brewery now. And I've got some other buildings over here I can start using soon. I'll get another switch over here hopefully. Let's see if I can get out of the light there. Put another switch in here, and I can have some freight cars over there. And then over here, where this big brown cabinet with a mounted fish, I believe that's my dad's 40-inch Northern. But anywho, this big old piece of benchwork is going to become my yard, and or my staging yard, and maybe even a little depot or train station over here. And I'll just come off this end, and that'll probably be the most expansion I see until winter time. And I still got some ways to go, since books in college are expensive, and since I'm getting to my core business classes, the books are just more expensive. So we'll see what happens. Thankfully my birthday's coming up in September, and maybe if I'm lucky, my friends will be nice enough to graciously donate some Unitrack to the layout. That would be awesome. I only need a couple of switches, and all I ask is that they're number 6s. That's it. I don't care. All I really need is switches. The straight track and curves are relatively cheap at, I think I pay $8.50 for a 4-piece package of curved or 9-inch straight pieces. So, and another update on the Athearn GP38-2s. It sounds like they might be getting pulled off the shelves and possibly a recall. Someone noticed that they aren't available anymore, and mine has been sent back in. I've heard a lot of complaints about many of them, not just the Milwaukee Road model, but of the others. And so I shipped mine back for repair. Hopefully I get the same one back, either with the repairs, or if I get one or a different one back, a replacement, hopefully they put in the DCC, the couplers, and attached a strobe like I asked them to, since I've done that to mine. So we'll see what happens. I know it'd be nice just to get a working one the first time around, but hey, you can't have everything. Tomorrow I'll probably have another update with new exact rail cars that have come out. Hopefully those are in better shape than the Athearns are, or the new Athearn engines, but I've gotten damaged stuff from exact rail in the past. This is gonna probably be my last straw with them if these are all damaged. If it's just one that's missing or parts come loose or something little, that's fine. But if I get, you know, another square inch of paint on one car that's missing, I'm going to be upset. I'm getting tired of this, especially when I have to pay for shipping both ways, just like I have to pay for shipping for my broken Athearn. At least MTH will pay for the shipping both ways if it's warranted repair, which is really nice. But just to ship my Athearn back to Athearn from Wisconsin is $13. That was at the UPS store. I don't know what it is from other states, but probably being in the Milwaukee, Chicago corridor, it might be a little bit cheaper. I have no idea. But I suggest that if you have one to send in that you want to get repaired, do it soon, because there's something telling me that there's going to be a huge influx of damaged locomotives going into Athearn. Usually it's either 2 month waiting period. And last time I told it was going to be a couple of months, I ended up getting it back in 3 weeks, which I was really happy about. But we'll see what happens. I'm hoping that they will replace, or at least touch up the air hose I goofed up, because it looks really weird sticking out to the side. I'm not going to complain if they don't, because it's something I damaged trying to put on a part that should have been on there. But beggars can't be choosers, and I'm just begging that I get my locomotive back. But yeah, that's about it. I've got, for my scrap, I've got these things. It's copper. I'm just going to cut it up into bits, like old sheets of copper and stuff that maybe is melted down, or I don't know, just chunks of copper. I don't even know what this would have been used for, but maybe there's huge 4x8 sheets somewhere that they use for loads. And they're going to basically go to a manufacturing plant that's going to produce these things. This is a commutator out of a power drill, and I got a whole bunch of these things, and they're really cool. They're heavy, and I'll be selling them, quote quote, on my layout and manufacturing them as hydropower. So my Indiana Harbor Belt is going to be working the industry for these guys. But yeah, and if anyone's interested, I think I mentioned this on my last video. I haven't had any comments on it yet about this, but I want to just put out the offer for this double pull double throw switch. If anyone wants to see what a schematic looks like for that thing, or how to wire it up, it's really handy. That way you can have both of these things going. See if I can get this all on the screenshot. So there's my engine running. There's no power. There's DC power. Whoop, let's turn that up a little bit more. Oh, okay, wrong. It's gonna run everything. But yeah, so all you have to do to adjust that is just throw that switch, and we're back on track. If anyone has any questions about the Zephyr system, I'm getting pretty good at lashing up locomotives quickly, programming and all that stuff. It's really easy on this thing. It's a lot of fun. I really like this brake lever here, because it doesn't just slam your train to a halt. It kind of gives it a little bit of momentum so it's not jerking. That's nice. So if anyone has any questions about the Zephyr system, about my layout, about that switch, or about something going on in the industry, don't be afraid to ask. I know a lot of people that work in the industry, not just in model trains, but in railroading in general. A good friend of mine owns a hobby shop, so if there's any questions you guys have, or things that you're trying to find, let me know. I'm really good at finding stuff. But yeah, I think I'll just leave you guys with one more shot of my business train coming around here. We'll do this one at speed, as if I was at the throttle, because, you know, you can't go slow when you've got a private train. So until next time, everyone take care, and happy railroading.